Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There's a little saying in Romanian culture that if you would have kept your mouth shut, you were a philosopher, or you were taken as a philosopher because you didn't say anything stupid. So you better keep your mouth shut. Sometimes they take you as being a smart guy. Oh my God, he's so quiet, he knows so much. No, you just keep your mouth shut because you know you're stupid and you don't want to show that you're stupid. So therefore you're like, just look like that. So in Romanian sounds like this: Dacă tăceai, filozof rămâneai. If you were to keep your mouth shut, you would have been taken as a philosopher. So, but some people are stupid and they like to to cry out loud about it and say, I'm stupid, look at me, I'm stupid. So here we have these guys. They're just doing that. And some other ones who don't know they're stupid, but they're making noise, and by making noise you're like, you're stupid as a rock. Anyway, we have this case right now where they're like, hey, I'm so you say, man, you just make a fool of yourself. Let's go and see what's going on here. This article comes from an Ukrainian media outlet, and it's called The Voice of Ukraine. Now I have two titles for this one. It says Latvian schools in Latvia, which is a country, to stop teaching Russian. Okay, and there's another title from the same media outlet, Decolonization. Decolonization. That's how you pronounce it, I guess. Close anyway. Decolonization. Latvian schools to stop teaching Russian. So these guys are going to stop teaching Russian in Latvia in school as a second language. That means they decolonize themselves from the Russians. Remember, these idiots were free from what, 1991 or something, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, after they were given to Soviet Union by the Germans. They are now friends, quote unquote. Anyway, so I said, okay, but I know some things about Latvia. I know Latvia is about 1.8 million people live in Latvia. It's one of the Baltic hyena states. They like to stay behind the lion, like in the Lion King. They use the little cartoon. The bad lion had the hyenas around behind the big lion. Now this is Poland and the Baltic states. And the other lion, being Russia, looks around and say, man, I can fucking smack you right now, but I gotta fight the big lion and I don't really want to get hurt, or he's gonna get hurt. We don't want to do that. Nevertheless, the hyenas are kiki. When you catch a hyena alone, it's all friendly and all funny. But then when you have to bang the hyena. So anyway, not that kind of bang, but that kind of bang, if you know what I mean. I mean, if you're into that kind of bang, go ahead, be my guest. No judging here. No, your sexual preference is nothing to do with me. All right, be as kinky as you want and stay legal. Anyway, so let's go and see. The Russian language could soon vanish from the curricula of Latvian schools, as Latvia's education ministry announced plans to replace it with a European language as a second foreign language taught in schools, Latvian public broadcaster LSM reported on November 1st. Now, listen, isn't that stupid? That's what I said. You're stupid, but you don't know you're stupid. So they say, what was the title that I read here? Decolonization. So they consider not teaching Russian language decolonizing themselves from the Russians. But instead, what are they going to do? They're going to teach European languages. So they will be colonized by whom? By the Europeans. So these servants will have slaves. They will have masters always. They say, we're going to get rid of Russian coat. Well, let me give you the European coat. Great. The masters. We get rid of a master, but we get the other master. At least the idiots, are telling the truth without knowing they're telling the truth. So yeah, they're decolonizing themselves from the Russians, which they were independent for what, 31 years already, and they will get the other masters in. Great. Thank you for letting us know. We appreciate. Now, Latvia, this is Latvia. Latvia has a population of, let me give you the exact number. In 2022 it had 1,842,222 people. Okay, so 1.8 million people. That's a city in a poor country. All right, that's what it is. And now we go by ethnic groups, and please pay attention here. In 2022, how many Latvians do you think there were, percentage of the population? I tell you, 63%. That's not a lot. That's barely a majority if you take 50%, okay? Obviously. How many Russians? 24%. And then 3% Belarusians, 2% Ukrainians, 2% Poles, and so on. So, Jews 0.2. Anyway, so what do you think? So 24% of this population of Latvia has Russians. Now, in Romania, Romania used to have a population of Hungarians of 6%. And for that 6%, the Hungarians, for good reason, had schools in their native tongue. You know what I mean? So they had schools that they were teaching in Hungarian. And it was all fine. The European Union demanded that the rights of the minorities to learn in their native language is a must. And I think it is. It's great. It's fantastic. So that's good. And these guys do not want to teach Russian as a second language. Now let's see what else these tards are wanting to implement. And they are a European Union country, by the way, and they explicitly tell you why they don't want to teach Russian anymore. Nobody forces you. But aren't you stupid? Oh, we're decolonizing ourselves from the Russians, and we're getting the other colonizers on our territory. Anyway, the changes will take effect by the time 2026-2027 school year begins. According to the ministry, these changes will contribute to the full integration of young people into the European educational system space. Will contribute to the study of the official languages of the EU, which in turn turns up wider employment opportunities within the EU and beyond. Don't tell me you were teaching Russian because those guys are gonna look for jobs in Russia. So this is bull. You know what I mean? So they say, oh, we're gonna switch because they will have greater opportunity to get jobs in the European Union instead of Russia. I don't know how many Latvians will go and try to find a job in Russia where you're paid much less than if you go and, let's say, cross the channel and you go to, I don't know, Great Britain. I know it's not European Union country, but anyway, because I know it's a problem over there, not only, or to Germany or to France. I'd rather go over there and work over there as an Auslander or a Zigeuner or whatever you want to call me than going to work in Russia. You know what I mean? So another BS. They think we're tards, but they are stupids making noise, and therefore we figured it out that they are tards, stupid, whatever you want to call them. All right, let's see how these geniuses continue. A 3-year transition period will allow schools to find new teachers or give teachers the opportunity to retrain. In what? In juggling, clown makeup or something? In Latvia, the first foreign language is taught from first grade, which must be one of the official languages of the European Union. That's good. You do your however you want, people. Most often parents choose English. That's good. The educational institutions determine independently which, I lost it, which foreign language students begin. The educational institutions that determine independently which second foreign language student begin to study in the 4th grade. According to a survey conducted in 2021, almost half of schools in Latvia offer no choice, and in more than 300 schools, students can only study Russian as their second foreign language, maybe for the 24% of the Russians living in that country. According to a survey conducted in 2021, almost, I already read this one, is just, again, 24.2% Russians. And I expect Latvia to follow the requirements of the European Union with the minorities' rights, that they should have radio stations, they should have cultural events respected, they should have schools in their native tongue, right? They should have, they should not be infringed. They should allow them to follow their traditions and culture and all that. Remember? Or now it's okay. Remember, I said this before, and I can't remember exactly. One of the 3 Baltic states, I don't think it was Lithuania, I think it was Latvia or Estonia, I can remember. Right after 1991, there were so many Russian population in one of these countries that they did not allow them to vote in the first elections. I can't remember which one was it. They did not allow them, because if they would have voted, they would have probably have the biggest party in the opposition, or possibly the majority of votes being in that party. So that was okay then, and that was everything okay. But I remember Romania was checked in its ass when it applied to the European membership about respecting minorities and all that, which I was okay with that. But everybody was like, oh, I don't know if that's respectable. I don't know. It's like you have here with discrimination and the slavery. Everything is about slavery and about I'm a victim because of this or that. The same kind of certain people used over there for political gains in Romania. And the Westerns were very fast to sanction Romania for each and every fucked up information that they got. Proved sometimes wrong, sometimes right. If it's proven that it's bad, change it, improve it. Fantastic. But I'm just saying, they held Romania to the standards that they wanted it to hold it. And right now, what do you think? They're going to accept Ukraine? Ukraine is so xenophobic, you can't believe. But anyway, don't believe me? You're going to find out. And they're going to respect what? Remember what they did with the Russians' radio stations and their language? When they were still those provinces or areas in Ukraine. Now they want to get away with, destroy the books of Dostoevsky and others in the curriculum, so they don't teach that, to be Russophile or something. And those guys going to be fast tracking into the European Union. You see how things are? The laws and rules are bent however the interest, and if the boss comes, he can change it. Like you're in a company and you have all kind of rules and regulations and policies and bullshit, and you're right up if you violated one, or if you did this, oh my god, I'm gonna get fired, come home, get your vodka, beat your wife and all that, and then your children as well while you're at it, and then you go to work, and the big boss comes and he said, forget about it, screw that policy, man, let's go, nothing happens. He can decide like a god. Why? Because he has something with you. He has something that he's okay. This is my friend actually. So he said, oh my fuck, I drank like a cattle last night, I beat my kids, I did all everything I did, and this guy just bent the rule, ignored the rule, because he can. Those rules are a suggestion. For us it is like an order, but for them is what they can do whenever they want. The same with these guys. They can do like this. They can say, Ukraine, you are in European Union tomorrow, and then everybody will gonna be like, say what? Romanians, everybody who were in the ass for doing, they have to do this, and in Romania was, we have to do this, implement this, because we gotta go back into the Europe. Shut your fucking mouth. We want to get back into Europe. You were here before those weasels were. Yes, before those weasels. So you ask to be accepted in Europe? You? That's why I love Romanians very much, especially the politicians and these weasels who told me 1999, the West comes and helps us. Yes, be nice. Make sure you get your shower, get your pants down and wait bent over whenever they show up from the European Commission and NATO. Be nice. Yes. Shh. That's how we were taught. And I was like, what the fucking slave kind of country this is? Who the hell? Could you say anything? No, because that was them over there and still are there. And I hate it. I hate it. Can you tell? No. Is anything that gives it away? Anyway, so give me the anyway, it's just, this is how things go with these muffos. Servants. It's the same with the Romanians. They follow the rules The rules can be bent. Look at the Latvians. Yeah, how about we're gonna send all the Russians across the border? Do you think anybody's gonna say anything? I guarantee you, nobody will say anything about it. The European Union. Nobody. They will say, well, nothing to see there. What's wrong? What? Say, what? Where? What? And maybe they should do that because this is just the first step. And the next step is going to be that one. No, ethnic cleansing, you'll see. They might get there. They might get there. They already designated Russia as a terrorist state, and they designated Russians as, you know, supporters of this and that because they support a terrorist state. So implicitly, they are also starts with a T, TTT, not Tits, but something else. Anyway, it's just the same. How's that? Rule of law-based world. I cursed too much. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.